Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone, wherever you're at in the world. Welcome to Last Raps Baseball's live commentary of the Nippon Professional Baseball League. Tonight, we're going to bring you the final game of the three-game set between the Chiba Lotte Marines and the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles. It is a 1-1 split so far, with the Eagles winning the game on Friday, 12-1, followed up by a 2-0 victory by the Marines yesterday. And this game is the rubber match that will decide this particular series before we move on to tomorrow's action elsewhere in the NPB. We're going to give you first the starting lineups for the visitors from Chiba. Leading off in center field is number 25, Hiromi Oka. Batting second and playing second base is number 7, Yudai Fujioka. Hitting third and right field is number 3, Katsuya Kakanaka. And the cleanup spot and doing the designated hitting is number 99, Neftali Soto. Batting fifth in left field is number 22, Gregory Polanco. Hitting sixth and doing the catching is number 32, Toshiya Sato. Batting seventh at third base is number 8, Shogo Nakamura. Hitting eighth at first base is number 5, Hisanori Yasuda. And batting ninth at shortstop is number 4, Atsuki Tomosuji. And they're going to face the right-hander. It's going to be Takayuki Kishi on the hill here for the Eagles tonight. He is 1-2 with a 1-2 record. He's worked 24 innings. He's allowed 30 hits. He's given up 8 runs, all of which have been earned. He's walked 6 and struck out 10, pitching to an earned run average of 3.00. Well, that's your starting lineup for the visitors from Chiba. Now your starting lineup for the home team for the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles. Leading off and playing in right field is number 51, Yuya Ogo. Batting second and playing second base is number 0, Hiroto Kobakata. Batting third at third base is number 3, Hideo Asamura. And the cleanup spot doing the designated hitting is number 35, Hiroki Shimochi. Batting fifth at first base is number 4, Toshiki Abe. Batting sixth at shortstop is number 66, Itsuki Moribayashi. Batting seventh in center field is number 8, Ryosuke Tatsumi. Batting eighth and doing the catching is number 70, Tsuyoshi Ishihara. And batting ninth in left field, wearing number 39, is Yukiya Ito. And they are going to be facing Kazuya Ojima, who takes to the hill with a 2-3 record. He's worked 33 2/3 innings. He's allowed 28 hits, 9 runs, all of which have been earned. He has walked 6 and struck out 24 with an ERA of 2.41. Well, those are your lineups, and we're ready now to get underway as the Marines will be sending the bat Oka, Fujioka, and Kakanaka here in the first inning. As Kishi is rocking into the windup and ready to deliver. First pitch on the way as a fastball swung on and popped foul into the seats behind home plate. The count is quickly 0-1 to Oka. Oka hitting .217 on the season. He's got no homers and 5 runs batted in. Our friend Baseball Lover 84 says he's got his scorebook ready to go. We're glad to have you with us, Baseball Lover 1984. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. It's a split-finger pitch swung on and missed, and the count now goes to 0-2 on Oka. So no balls and 2 strikes. Not sure if that was so much a split-figure pitch as much as looked like it was more of a sinker from Kishi. But the effect was the same. A swing and miss was achieved, and there's a fastball that misses down, and the count now goes to 1-2. The positioning on the fingers on the ball, whether it's a 2-seam, a sinker, a split-finger pitch, all very similar depending upon where the location is in relationship to the seams of the ball. There's a fastball missing down, and the count now goes to 2-2. Two-seamers and sinkers are cousins. Two-seamers, where the pitcher applies the fingers to the seams and the thumb is underneath, but the sinker is where the thumb moves up to the side of the ball. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is driven down the left field line. If it gets down, it's going to be trouble. It's in the corner. Going in after it and picking it up is the left fielder, Ito. He fires it in, but Oka is aboard with a leadoff double here in the first inning. And that is going to bring up the second baseman, Yudai Fujioka. Well, for Fujioka, he's batting .238 on the season with a couple of homers and 3 RBIs. Strides to the plate here to face Kishi with the runner at second base. Wonder if the Marines are going to think about nickel and diming for a run here. Try to get the first inning momentum. They were only able to put 2 on the board last night and 1 on the board the night before, but 3 runs in the series, but they've got 1 victory in the 2 games. As Kishi holds steady, checks the runner Oka at second, now delivers. Fastball misses down, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. We are expecting a decent crowd tonight throughout the evening. Sometimes this is the night where we have UFC fights. I'm not sure what the schedule for that is here today, as there is a breaking ball that's taken for a called strike. The count runs even at 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike it is. Full slate of games around the NPB again tonight, as all 12 teams are in action. This game, as well as the other 2 games in the Pacific, are underway. The games in the Central League are later starts. There is a split finger pitch swung on. The count runs to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Right-hander against the left-hander. Kishi gets his sign from the catcher Ishihara, who's getting the start tonight behind the plate for the Golden Eagles. Checks the runner Oka at second and now delivers. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into straightaway center field. Moving back and making the catch over the shoulder at the edge of the warning track is Tatsumi. Tagging at second and heading to third is Oka. It's going to be a fly out to the center fielder for the first out of the inning. Oka advances over to third, and that's going to bring up the right fielder, Katsuya Kakanaka. And for Kakanaka, he has been absolutely outstanding at the plate. He was 3 for 3 last night before departing. The 36-year-old is making noise this season as he's hitting .429 in the early going, 15 for 35. No homers and 3 runs driven in. To give you some perspective of what the Eagles are thinking, they have got the infield in. Conventional thought is always, if you're bringing the infield in early, you're susceptible to a big inning. Unless, of course, they think that this is going to be a low-scoring or a one-run type of game. There's a first-pitch fastball swung on, and it's hooked foul into the seats down the right field line. Count is quickly 0-1 to Kakanaka. Defensively tonight for the Golden Eagles, from left to right field, Ito is in left, Tatsumi in center, Ogo in right. Around the horn from first to third, Abbey at first, Kobakata at second, Muribayashi at short, and the third baseman tonight is Asamura. With the battery of Kishi and Ishihara, there's a fastball swung on it, is lifted into deep left field. That's deep enough to get the run in. Tagging at third and heading home is Oka, and that is going to be the first run of the ball game. That's going to go a sacrifice fly to 7. Second out of the inning, but the RBI awarded to Kakanaka, and the Marines have opened up the scoring here 1-0 in the top of the first inning. And with 2 gone, that's going to bring the designated hitter, Neftali Soto, to the plate. Last night, the first 5 innings played to the tune of a 0-0 tie. For a lot of our friends who like to come in and put their nickels or shillings or pounds down, as there's a breaking ball ticket for a called strike. And yesterday, it was easy money on the under. I'm not so sure about today. So no balls and 1 strike to Soto. As the pitch is delivered, it's a fastball that just misses inside, and the count goes to 1-1. Soto batting .260 on the year. He had his second homer of the season last night with 10 RBIs. The only runs came courtesy off of the bat of Soto. As the pitch is on the way, it's a fastball swung on it, is popped up into shallow right center field. Drifting in on it is Tatsumi. He's there, and he makes the catch. And that is going to do it. But there was a run here in the inning as the Marines open up the scoring. 1 run in the inning on the benefit of 1 hit. There were no errors, and there was nobody left aboard. Your score as we are through a half inning, it is the Chiba Lotte Marines 1 and the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles coming to bat. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with all the action in just a few right after this. Appreciate you guys for jumping in with us tonight on the Last Rounds Baseball YouTube channel. back, everybody. It is Ojima, the lefty, who is completing his warm-up tosses, and we're ready to resume the action here in just a moment. This will be the top of the order coming to bat here for the Eagles in the bottom of the first inning. Yuya Ogo, Hiroto Kobakata, and Hideto Asamura all to come to bat to face the lefty here in the bottom of the first. 1-0 as the Marines have jumped out in front. A leadoff double by Oka. A fly out by Fujioka, moving him to third, and a sac fly by Kakanaka has got the Marines out in front here, 1-0 in the bottom of the first. And the Eagles here coming to bat in their frame. Ogo batting .277 on the season. He's got a homer and 7 RBIs. He's been pretty good at being a table setter here for the Eagles this year so far. Really trying to unlock that leadoff spot for Tohoku. They've tried a number in the last couple of years. There's a fastball swung on and chopped foul over on the first base side. The count is 0-1. Tatsumi at times has been in the leadoff spot. Other times it has been Kobakata. Even Muribayashi has found his way into the top spot. I think they really, a couple of years ago, were hoping that Tatsumi would be the guy. But every time they move into the top spot, he just seems to perform inconsistently as the fastball misses upstairs and the count goes to 1-1. Dropping him down a little lower in the order, he gets to see a few more fastballs. As the 1-1 pitch is on the way, there is a fastball swung on and missed. It's now 1-2 to Ogo. Ogo batting from the left side here against the lefty Ojima, who picks up his sign from Sato, and he kicks and delivers. There's a slow breaking ball swung on. This ball is lifted into right center field. Coming over underneath it and making the catch is the center fielder Oka, and that is going to retire Ogo for the first out of the inning. So 1 up and 1 away, and that's going to bring up the second baseman, Hiroto Kobakata. Well, for Kobakata, he enters the game tonight hitting .217. He's got no homers and 6 runs driven in. Much like the leadoff hitter Ogo, both of these two players can run a little bit. 16 stolen bases between the top two in the order here tonight. As the breaking ball taken for a called strike, the count is 0-1. Lefty matchup again as Ojima delivers. That's a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count is even at 1-1. Defensively tonight for the Marines, from left to right field, it is in left field, it's Polanco getting the start. As that breaking ball misses, it's now 2-1. In center field, it is Oka, and right field, it is Kakanaka. As the 2-1 pitch on the way, fastball misses inside. It's now 3-1 to Kobakata. Round the horn from first to third, Yasuda is at first, Fujioka at second. The shortstop is Tomosuji with Nakamura at third. The battery of Ojima and Sato. 3-1 on the way. Fastball swung on, grounded over to the right side, deep into the 4-hole on the outfield grass. Goes the second baseman, Fujioka. He throws to first, and it's not going to be in time. The wheels of Kobakata able to beat it out. A really good defensive play by the second baseman, Fujioka. He had to go into the outfield grass in shallow right field to have to get it. But the wheels of the base runner able to beat it out in time. That's going to be an infield hit here for Kobakata. And that will bring up the third baseman, Hideto Asamura. Got to tip your hat to the second baseman, Fujioka, showing a lot of range there. So runner at first, 1 gone. Asamura at the plate. And the lefty kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball swung on. It is lifted into center field. Moving over underneath it is Oka. He's there to make the catch. And that's going to retire Asamura with 1 pitch. So 2 gone here, and it's going to leave it all up to the designated hitter, Hiroki Shimochi. And for Shimochi, he's hitting .210 on the season. He's got no homers and 7 RBIs. We welcome Luke into the house tonight, as he is asking who is the favorite here in this game. So a lot depends on who you look at, but certainly here the favorite in tonight's game, if you look at the odds before the game started, as there is a breaking ball missing for a ball, and the count is 1-0. The ones in this game here, it was Tohoku was considered the favorite tonight in this one on most betting houses. Chiba was the one who is the underdog, but yet they have the lead here. Fastball taken for a called strike. The count runs even to 1-1. Buffaloes and the Fighters almost even odds. It's just a slight favor tonight for the Fighters, who sent Ito to the mound. Hawks are heavily favored against the Lions, and they now have a 1-0 lead. That is in the first inning as well. But you could have said that in the last two nights, and the Lions have come away with victories. Rounding out the rest of the favorites tonight, the Yokohama DNA Bay Stars are favorites over the Carp. The Tigers are favored over the Giants tonight. The game is at the Tokyo Dome, and the other favorite is the Swallows over the Dragons. That game goes off much later this evening. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. So Ojima delivers a breaking ball taken for a called strike. The count now goes to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes it is. Runner at first, Kobakata, 2 gone here in the first inning. Shimouchi at the plate in a hole with 1-2. As the lefty Ojima shakes off his catcher Sato, now gets the pitch he likes. And here comes the 1-2 offering. And there goes the runner down to second. Here's the throw. It is in time, but it gets off of the glove of the shortstop Tomosuji. And sliding in safely is Kobakata. It's going to be his 11th stolen base of the season. As Shimochi took that last pitch for a ball, it's 2-2 to him. Big jump there for Kobakata off the lefty. And realistically, I think if the shortstop catches it, they may have had a chance to get it. It looked like he brought the glove down too soon to apply the tag. And the ball just went off the tip of his glove into center field. But that would be a stolen base for Kobakata. So here comes the 2-2 pitch as the lefty works set. Now delivers. Fastball swung on, chopped over to second, fielded by Fujioka. He throws to first. And that is going to put the Eagles in the books here in the first inning. They had no runs in the inning. There was a hit. There was no errors, and there was 1 runner left aboard. Your score as we move now to the top of the second. It's the Marines 1 and the Eagles no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call of inning number 2 when we return after this. We appreciate you guys for jumping in with us tonight on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. Hang tight, everybody. Welcome back, everybody. It is the second inning about ready to come underway. And I don't know if you guys last night or a couple nights ago saw that huge hornet that was on the field. Well, as we're giving you guys the call here, we don't have a hornet, but we got one of the biggest bees of some variety buzzing around here. We're going to have to do, unfortunately for our end, a massacre on the in-between because this bee is buzzing around. And it is absolutely huge. So you can only imagine it's probably going to need a saddle to have to carry it away. The first pitch delivered to Gregory Polanco is taken for a ball. So we might have to do an extended half inning at some point in time if we can locate him, because he was buzzing around for a little bit, but the thing is massive. Fastball taken for a called strike. And the count now goes to 1-1 on Polanco. couple nights ago, if you got a chance to see it, I think it was Roski Tatsumi was at the plate. And that was absolutely unbelievable. The size of that thing. There's a fastball swung on it. It's lined down the left field line. It's going to be into the corner. That's going to be extra bases for Polanco. And heading into the corner to make the play is the left fielder, Ito. And he fires that one back in, and it's going to be a leadoff double here for Polanco to start the second inning. So he is at second, and that is going to bring up the catcher, Toshiya Sato. Our friend Baseball Lover says, we're carrying on our conversation from last night, the Mets were involved in 2 putouts in the Rays game today. I haven't checked the stats, so I'd be curious to know how many strikeouts did they have. And then, if we're working off of the number 10, then it would be like 2 out of 17. Most likely it would be the putouts. So there's a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1 to Sato. When you think about how shortstops and everybody else take ground balls, well, you got to think that the pitchers also in this situation, they've got to be able to field their position. As the 0-1 pitch is ready to come here from Kishi, as he delivers a breaking ball, and that just misses, and the count goes to a 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Sato. We did have last night, we talked about Luis Arias, who had been traded during the game. He had 4 hits today for the Padres in his debut in a 13-1 victory. I believe it was over the Diamondbacks. Right-hander Kishi kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that misses outside, and the count now goes to 2-1. I look at the strikeouts today for the Mets. The Mets struck out 9 batters, so that meant 18 outs. So in that case today, 11% of the outs would have come by, or at least involved the pitcher. As I say, when you get into the NPB, I generally find it's in and around the 20% mark once you remove the strikeouts. Breaking ball swung on, grounded off the pitcher's glove, up the middle, fielded by Murray Biashi. That's going to be a ground out. It's going to go 1-6-3 in the books. So yeah, you know what? The pitcher's involved in that one too, as he gets an assist. Not quite the assist that you would think about, but he did deflect it and slow it down right to the glove of the shortstop. That is going to retire the Sato for the first out of the inning. And that is going to bring up the third baseman, Shogo Nakamura. But as we were talking about with pitchers being involved in the plays, that is going to be one right there for the books. So Shogo Nakamura coming to the plate with the runner at third and 1 gone. Curious to see how they're going to play it defensively. In the first inning, they had the infield in. And back-to-back fly balls were able to cash in the first run of the game. The first pitch delivered to Nakamura is a fastball missing upstairs for a ball, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. No sign of that bee that was buzzing around here. He must be taking a rest right now. A 1-0 pitch on the way as the right-hander holds himself set, now delivers. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count now goes to 2-0. The infield is in here again for the Golden Eagles. As the Golden Eagles are looking to cut the run off at the plate. 2 balls and no strike here to Nakamura. I wouldn't be surprised if they actually walk Nakamura to set up a potential for a double play. Put runners at the corners, and then you've got your chance and a shot for 2 up the middle. Here's the 2-0. There's a breaking ball swung on. This is lined into right center field. It's down for a base hit. Moving over to get it is Tatsumi, but that's going to bring home Polanco with the second run of the game, and the Marines have now grabbed a 2-0 lead on the RBI single by Nakamura, as he is aboard with a base hit, and that will bring up the first baseman, Hisanori Yasuda. Our friend Baseball Lover says it was a Rays pitcher involved with one and a Mets pitcher involved with the other. That's how that one worked. So a little bit different. So in that game there, I'm oscillating it just typically on the 1 ball club. as we see that size of that Hornet has come back in again. As we said, we may have to take a quick time out here to do a little bit of a extermination. Thing is massive. I'm just not sure what we're going to have to hit it with. There's a fastball swung on, grounded to first. They go to second for one, back to first. That's going to be a 3-6-3 double play to end the inning. And that is going to do it here, as that will end it here for the Marines. I'm just going to put the music quickly on loop here. I've got to take out a big fat bee, if I can find him, wherever he's off to now. But we'll be back here in just a moment with all the action. It is 2-0 for the Marines when we return after this. Hang tight, everybody. Sorry about that, everybody. We're just returning now as Toshiki Abe takes a first pitch breaking ball for a ball, and the count is 1-0. And that is followed up with a called strike. The count runs even to 1-1. We had to take a little extended break there in between the innings, as we had a huge, absolutely massive bee flying around. As that breaking ball misses, and the count is now 2-1, but we were able to complete the deal. Able to take him out. As I said, it looked like it reminded me of the Hornet the other night in the game between the Marines and the Eagles. As the 2-1 pitch is on the way, it's a fastball swung on, lifted down the right field line. Digging hard is the right fielder, and he makes the catch as Kakanaka able to haul it in as he runs into the wall in foul territory, and Abe is going to be gone for the first out of the inning. So 1 up and 1 away, and that will bring up the shortstop Itsuki Muribayashi. So you guys could probably imagine this thing the size of my thumb flying around in here and then having to attack it with something to be able to get it. He wasn't like he was violent until, of course, we kind of slugged at it. And he got a little bit irate. So 1 gone here as Muribayashi takes a breaking ball for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike it is. Left-hander against the right-hander as Ojima delivers. There's a breaking ball swung on, taken on 1 hop by the third baseman Nakamura. He throws to first, and that will retire Muribayashi on a ground out, 5-3. So 2 up and 2 quick outs here for the Golden Eagles, and that'll bring up the center fielder, Ryosuke Tatsumi. Well, for Tatsumi, he enters the game tonight hitting .307. He's got a homer and 10 runs batted in. The 27-year-old center fielder off to a pretty good start this year in the 2024 campaign. As the lefty delivers a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Marines have jumped out to a 2-0 lead with runs in each of the first 2 innings. as the lefty delivers a fastball that just misses down and away, and the count runs even to 1-1. Lefty Ojima again delivers. There's a fastball swung on. This is lifted into deep left field. Racing back on it is Polanco. He gets turned around and he makes the catch. Oh boy, Polanco was all kind of adventure out there in left field. He started as he dropped inside and he had to turn all the way around to make the catch. The wind is causing a little bit of havoc, but he was able to haul it in for the third out of the inning. And that is going to do it here for the Golden Eagles. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We are now moving to the top of the third inning. Your score is the Marines 2 and the Golden Eagles no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a bit with all the action, and hopefully we don't have to take care of any more super big Bs. Be right back after this. Appreciate you guys for jumping in here tonight on the Last Rouse Baseball YouTube channel. Welcome back, everybody. It's going to be the 9, 1, and 2 hitters in the batting order for the Marines. That means Tomosuji, Oka, and Fujioka to face Kishi here in inning number 3. First pitch fastball misses upstairs, and the count is quickly 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Right-hander Kishi rocking into the windup and delivers. Fastball misses down, and the count now goes to 2-0. In this ball game here tonight, we faded the Marines. We went with the Golden Eagles, but digging themselves into a hole at 2-0 here. And certainly with the bullpen as it is, I'm not so confident that they're going to be able to flap their wings enough to come back on the Marines. Here comes the 3-0 pitch as Kishi kicks and delivers a fastball taken for a called strike. The count is 3-1. That's one record I'd like to see in the NPB is the team that scores first, what their record is. As there is a fastball that misses down and away, it's going to be a leadoff walk for Tomosuji. And that is going to bring up the center fielder, Hiromi Oka. So Oka tonight got the party started for the Marines in the top of the first. He had a double and later came around to score on a sacrifice fly by Kakanaka. So Oka stands in here with the runner at first. So Tomosuji only has 1 stolen base, but it'd probably be pertinent to keep an eye on him here. See if he'll put him in motion to run and then maybe have Oka bunt. As the first pitch is on the way, no sign of the bunt. It's a fastball that misses up and away, and no sign of the base runner on the move either. So 1 ball and no strike to the right-handed hitting center fielder of the Marines. Right-hander working to the set. Now here comes the pitch. Fastball swung on. This ball is lifted down the right field line. It is slicing. Giving chase is the right fielder, and sliding and not able to make the catch is Yuya Ogo. And he is going to slowly get himself to the feet. He had to come a long way. Actually, I didn't think he was going to have a chance at it. I thought that ball just kept slicing and slicing and slicing, and he slid. And he is going to feel a little bit disappointed as he ended up just probably having the glove go off as the tip of it as he had slid feet first into the wall. And that's just a strike there for Oka. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Good effort there by the Eagles right fielder. And here comes the 1-1 pitch from the righty Kishi, but instead he throws over to first. And diving back in time is the base runner, Tomosuji. 2-0 is the scoreline here, as it is in the top of the third inning. Our ticker has to get updated a little bit. So 2-0 here as the pitch is on the way. It's a fastball that misses down, and the count now goes to 2-1 on Oka. Top of the third inning, Marines batting here. Fighters have now got on the board against the Buffaloes. It is 1-0 for Hokkaido. That game is going off at the Kyocera Dome. Still 1-0 for the Hawks over the Lions. That's in the second inning. As again, Kishi throws over to first, and again diving back is the base runner Tomosuji. There's lots of concern about him on the base paths here. So right-hander against the right-hander. Kishi working himself set. And here's the pitch. It is a fastball swung on. It is lifted down the right field line, and the count now goes to 2-2 on Oka. Two balls and 2 strikes. Oka steps in, and he's ready to go again. Establishing his lead over at first is the base runner Tomosuji. He checks the runner. Now he kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball that's taken for a ball. Off goes the runner Tomosuji to second, and it's a good throw by Ishihara. That's going to go in the books. Caught stealing. He's gone. It looks like 2-6. We'll have to see if it was Moribayashi putting the tag, or if it was the second baseman getting over. We'll have a quick look here. Nope, it was the second baseman Kobakata. So 2-4 officially in the book. Tomosuji gone for the first out of the inning. It was a good pitch to run on, too. It was a breaking ball that was up high in the zone. The catcher did a great job. So the 3-2 pitch here to Oka is delivered. It's a fastball swung on, hit deep to left field. Backing up in front of the warning track and making the catch is Ito. And that is going to retire Oka for the second out of the inning. And that is going to leave it up to the second baseman, Yudai Fujioka. So 2 gone here in the top of the third inning, and Fujioka striding to the plate. He's 0 for 1 tonight. That deep fly ball to center field in the first inning that moved Oka over to third. But he has had a couple of sparkling plays defensively here tonight. One that he was able to get the out, and one that he couldn't get the out, but still made a beautiful play nonetheless, as that fastball is swung on and is looped into shallow center field. And that's going to get down, and Fujioka's aboard with a 2-out single. And that is going to bring up the right fielder, Ketsuya Kakanaka. And it's also going to bring the catcher out to the mound to have a visit with his right-hander, Kishi. That was a breaking ball that really didn't have too much break. It just sort of spun and stayed up in the air. Nice piece of hitting there by the right fielder of the Marines, Kakanaka, as he stayed inside the ball and just punched it into center field. So he is aboard, or sorry, Fujioka that is. He is aboard as Kakanaka comes to the plate. Kakanaka with the hot stick last night, 3 for 3 in last night's ball game. Tonight he's already had a sacrifice fly and driven in a run. As the right-hander Kishi works to the set, now delivers a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count is quickly 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Kishi rubs up the baseball. He checks the runners. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. As he kicks and fires, it's a fastball swung on. It is lined right to the shortstop, Moribayashi, and that is going to do it. Kakanaka hit the ball on the screws again, and he is gone for the third out of the inning, and that will do it here. There was no runs in the inning. There was a 1 hit. There was no errors, and there was a runner left aboard. We're moving to the bottom of the third. Your score is the Marines 2 and the Eagles no score. Hang with us, everybody. We'll be back in just a bit. Appreciate you guys for jumping in on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel tonight for all the action. Hang tight. 2-0 Marines when we return. Welcome back, everybody. The lefty Ojima has just completed his warm-up tosses. He's going to be facing the 8, 9, and 1 hitters to come to bat here in the bottom of the third inning. Ishihara, Ito, and Ogo to face the lefty here in inning number 3. Ishihara getting the start behind the plate tonight, batting 195, 1 homer, and 5 runs driven in. When I saw Ishihara earlier in the year, I couldn't help but think of a little bit slimmer Alejandro Kirk. Looks like Ishihara has not missed many meals. Here comes the first pitch. It is a breaking ball that's taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1. And he's maybe even mixed a couple extra meals on the in-between as well. Here's the 0-1 offering from Ojima. It's a fastball that misses up and away. And the count now goes to 1-1. Baseball Lover says neither of the Marines. Both are 13, 15, and 1. Yes. As there's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count now goes to 2-1. All three of these teams are the two teams here tonight, plus the Oryx Buffaloes, all 5.5 games out and tied for the third spot in the Pacific. Fastball swung on. This ball is hit to deep left field. This ball could be trouble, and this ball is gone. A home run by Ishihara as he has opened up the scoring for the Golden Eagles and is cut into the lead. It is now 2-1. That is his second homer of the season. As Ishihara is rounding the bases. A leadoff home run here in the bottom of the third inning makes the scoreline 2-1 for the Marines. And just on cue, Baseball Lover and our friend Luke in here, who is saying that the Golden Eagles are no joke. The Golden Eagles, though, I have to say, I think they're a team that is going to have to be defining themselves. They are a veteran club. As Ito steps into the batter's box, that I think they'll finish ahead of the Lions as a fastball misses upstairs and the count is 1-0. I also still think that even though it's early in the season, I'm not convinced that the Fighters are going to make the playoffs. And I think the final spot's going to come down to these two clubs, the Marines and the Golden Eagles, as the pitch is on the way. It's a fastball swung on. This is lined into left field. It's going to get down for a base hit. So the bottom part of the batting order is doing some damage here. A single here for Ito, and that's going to bring up the top of the order in Yuya Ogo. Our friend Luke says, and he homers like Kirk too. Apparently that's his second of the year. As the big fella able to turn on that pitch and deposit it about 15 rows into the left field stands. And now the catcher Sato has gone out to the mound to have a few words with his pitcher Ojima. Ojima was pretty much cruising along through the first 2 innings, and then the mistake pitch to Ishihara, and now a base hit. Ito has set the table for the top of the order. Ogo comes to the plate 0 for 1 tonight. He flew out to center field his first time up. Runner Ito establishes his lead over at first. It was only 24 pitches through the first 2 innings for Ojima, as there is a breaking ball that misses upstairs for a ball, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Yuya Ogo batting from the left side here against the lefty, who works himself to the set position, and now he kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball, drops in for a called strike, and the count runs even to 1-1. As we said, we'll keep you updated throughout the night on the out-of-town scoreboard. Fighters now have a 2-0 lead over the Buffaloes. It's going to be tough for the Buffaloes against Ito tonight. Yes, he is one of the best in the biz. There's a fastball missing down, and the count goes to 2-1. The Bay Stars and the Carp are underway. Nothing there in that one. So Ogo waggling the bat here, ready to get the offering from Ojima, who delivers a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count now goes to 3-1. So interesting here how Ojima just pretty much carved through the first 2 innings. Serves up a home run, and now it looks like he's lost his mojo a little bit. 3 balls and 1 strike to Ogo. Runner at first, Ito. Nobody out here in the third inning. Golden Eagles looking to go on the attack here as the 3-1 pitch is delivered. Fastball taken for a called strike, and the count now goes to 3-2 on Ogo. As a reminder, we'll be back on the airwaves again tomorrow night for some rare Monday baseball action in Japan. It'll be the same Marines who we've been with the last 3 nights and the Saitama Cebu Lions, as they will go head to head in the opener of that series. 3-2 pitch. Instead, they throw over to first base, and diving back in time is the base runner. I'm just taking a quick peek to see if they've announced the starter for tomorrow night. We were kind of hoping it would be Roki Sasaki. And unfortunately, it's not going to be the case. There's a fastball swung on, grounded to second. They go to the shortstop covering for one, back to first, and it's not in time. I have a feeling, I wonder if we're going to go up and get a VAR on this one. At the bare minimum, it's going to erase the runner Ito at second. We'll get a look at the replay. Not sure if the first baseman Yasuda had come off the base or not. But regardless, Ito is going to be retired for the first out at second base, and it doesn't look like they're going to challenge, so it will be a fielder's choice, 4-6. Ogo is now the runner at first, so they probably got a little bit of a speed option, and that's going to bring Kobakata to the plate. Tomorrow, the game, it's going to be Kona Takahashi going for the Lions against Tatsuki Tenichi. There's a pitch out, and on to second goes Ogo. The ball is overthrown. It gets away from the second baseman and the shortstop covering, and getting up and moving over to third is Ogo. So he's going to get himself a stolen base, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, you're probably going to see that an error to the catcher charged to allow him to go to third. That's going to put the runner Ogo over to third base. Nice play there by the catcher, and the decision to pitch out. And Ogo ended up getting to his feet quickly and advancing over to third. Some good base running by him. So now the Eagles have a runner at third with one gone, and that's going to bring, as it has, Kobakata here to the plate. 1 ball and no strikes here. So you got to keep your eye on Kobakata. I wouldn't bat an eye if he did a safety type squeeze here in this situation. Maybe even a drag bunt down the first base line, but there's a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count is 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Our friend Baseball Lover says he forgot to tell you that this game is christening his new scorebook. It's the only for non-Mets games. That's pretty cool. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into left field. Coming in hard is Polanco. He's still digging, and he makes the catch as he moves into foul territory. And diving back into third is the base runner Ogo. And Kobakata is going to be retired. Unfortunately, that didn't do anything to get the run across. So 2 gone here for Kobakata as he flew up to the left fielder. And now that is going to bring up the third baseman, Hideto Asamura. Our friend Baseball Lover says that it's the new scorebook only for non-Mets games and ones that he watches on TV or YouTube or listening to on the radio. It's a bit of a lost art, people keeping score, and certainly back in the day when games would be on the radio, we would hear that a lot, as whether it be Ernie Harwell, Paul Carey, or Tom Cheek and Jerry Howarth would be calling games. As the pitch is on the way, it's a fastball missing upstairs, at least in the area I grew up in, listening to the Tigers or the Blue Jays. Now, if I talk about how people would keep the score and help them along at home. So 1 ball and no strikes to Asamura. He flew out to center field his first time up, as he bats here with 2 gone in the third inning. The Eagles got 1 run on the board here. They're looking for more. Breaking ball that catches the outside corner, and the count runs even to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. It was kind of interesting. I don't know if people got notifications for this game, but we had it unfortunately accidentally set up for a 9 a.m. Pacific time start. Fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count is 1-2. Our friend Baseball Lover says he gets Howie Rose for the Mets. Out here, the Mariners have Rick Riz. Rick Riz has been a longtime Mariner broadcaster. He actually replaced Ernie Harwell for a while when the Tigers kind of jettisoned Ernie. Before they say jettisoned, I think they moved him over to the TV ranks. Breaking ball swung on and tapped foul, and the count is 1-2. They brought in Rick Riz and Bob Rathbun, and neither endeared themselves to the Tiger faithful. A little bit of a bum deal for Rick Riz, because I think he's a pretty good broadcaster. Have you ever listened to the Mariner games? He calls the games, and he does a really good job, in my opinion. But Bob Rathbun, I had no issues with. He was not the quality of the other announcers that we talked about. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. As the lefty Ojima delivers, breaking ball missing upstairs. The count goes to 2-2 on Asamura. But it's hard to follow a legend. It's like trying to follow Vin Scully or Red Shane Dean or all the greats, Red Barber, whoever it would be that would be calling games. There's only one of those guys, and that's the way it goes. But fans get locked in, especially for a number of years, listening to one announcer or maybe two announcers if you're fortunate to call games. There's a breaking ball swung on. It is taken on the line by the shortstop, Tomosuji. Weren't sure if that was going to be a hop or not. That's going to be a line out to the shortstop for the third out of the inning, and that will do it here. Well, they got one run in the inning on the benefit of 2 hits to the Golden Eagles. There was no errors and 1 runner left aboard. We are now through 3 complete. Your score is the Marines 2 and the Golden Eagles 1. We'll be back here in just a few with all the action. Appreciate you guys for listening in here on the Last Rouse Baseball YouTube channel. We'll be right back after these. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the top of the 4th inning, and coming to bat will be the heart of the order for the Marines. Neftali Soto, Gregory Polanco, and Toshiya Sato to face the right-hander Kishi. Delivers a first pitch breaking ball over for a called strike. Count is quickly 0-1. 39 pitches for the first 3 innings for the right-hander of the Golden Eagles. As he kicks and delivers, there's a breaking ball swung on and tap foul behind home plate. The count now goes to 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes it is. Soto. Waiting on the offering here from Kishi, who kicks and delivers. Fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into deep left field, but coming in, and now the wind is taking control of it, and the ball is going to blow down for a base hit. That ball, really, really weird. It started with the left fielder, Ito, going back, and then having to race in. The wind is playing some havoc as that ball is able to get down for a single. And Soto has got himself a wind-aided hit no matter how you look at it. He is aboard at first. That is going to bring up the left fielder, Gregory Polanco. And he's just kind of laughing as Soto He got there. He looked like he might have got all of it on the swing. And the next thing you know, the left fielder is racing full on toward the infield as that ball was being blown back in. And that's going to bring up Gregory Polanco to the plate. And Polanco tonight has raised his season average up to 248 with the double in the second inning. He also came around and scored the run on the RBI single by Shogo Nakamura. As the first pitch from Kishi is a fastball swung on. This ball is hit into deep center field and racing back onto the warning track, backing up and making the catch and having to come all the way back to first base is Soto. Soto had rounded the bag at second base. It looked like he was going to third, and Polanco ends up being just a long out. And then Soto had to retouch second and come all the way back to first base. So some weird plays here in the outfield, just with the way that the wind has had some havoc. It looked like that ball might have been gone. Nice play there by the center fielder to make the grab. Polanco gone for out number one, and that is going to be Toshiya Sato coming to the plate. Our friend Zay in the house tonight. We welcome you in. It looks like that the Fighters, unfortunately, have given up that 2-0 lead. It is now 2-2 as the first pitch is a fastball swung on. It is hit into the sixth hole. It's off the glove of Murray Biashi, and he's not going to have a chance to make a play. Sato is going to be safe at first. If I'm doing the scoring on this one, I think that's probably going to be a base hit. I don't think he would have had it shot at second to get Soto. We'll have to see what the official scorer's opinion on that one's going to be. But we'll wait on that one there. Just a scoring note, there was that error that was charged to the catcher Sato in the last half inning that allowed that runner to go to third, so we can confirm that for you. So we'll wait to see what the official scoring decision is on it. Well, they've got runners at first and second now. Soto, the runner at second, Sato, the runner at first, and Nakamura at the plate. He is 1 for 1 this evening. He has a single and a run driven in. As the right-hander Kishi holds set. Now delivers a breaking ball that misses down. A good block there by the catcher Ishihara. So 1 ball and no strikes. We do always like to thank our audience, whether you listen live or on delay. We appreciate you guys for jumping in here with us. So 1 ball and no strikes. As the right-hander Kishi gets his sign from Ishihara. Nakamura ready here on the offering as the runner Soto establishes his lead at second. There's another breaking ball missing down. It's now 2-0. We're talking the other night about Nakamura and some of these players who are on the wrong side of 30, and when they have what I call a bad season or a rough season, just how they are able to respond becomes important. Back-to-back bad years can create a problem. Here's the 2-0. Fastball, take it for a called strike. It's now 2 balls and 1 strike to Nakamura. The right-hander Kishi works himself to the set as he checks the runner at second. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on and fouled away. And the count is 2-2. Our friend Jackson Ward in the house again tonight. Jackson, welcome back into the stream. He says, all right, what do we got going tonight? Still more action between the Marines and the Eagles. Let's see, a 2-1 ball game now as the Eagles have cut back into the lead. We picked the Eagles to win this one, but it's certainly not looking that way for Kishi. I wonder how long he's going to be. He's battled almost in every inning here. He's not had an easy inning yet. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Shogo Nakamura. Marines opened the scoring in the first inning after a double by Oka and a couple of fly balls. Eventually, Oka was brought home on the sacrifice fly by Kakanuma to open the scoring, making it 1-0. Right-hander Kishi ready to go again. Fastball swung on, chopped up the middle. Muribayashi fields it. He backhands it over to the second for one. Back to first. It's not going to be in time. It's going to be a fielder's choice. Sato is going to be safe at second. He's going to be erased at second. Safe at first is Nakamura, but advancing to third is Soto. That puts runners at the corners. And 2 gone here, so erased on a fielder's choice, 6-4. Nice play there by Muribayashi. As we mentioned, we wanted to get the scoring on that, and it was ruled a hit by Sato here in this inning. So hits here by Soto and Sato as runners on the corners with 2 gone, and that leaves it up to the first baseman, Hisanori Yasuda. So Kishi working to the set. And here comes the offering to Yasuda. It is a split finger pitch missing down for a ball, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Pretty good crowd again today in Tohoku. A few more empty seats than we would have anticipated. Certainly the road section is quite large as the Marine fans are traveling well for this series. Here's the 1-0. Fastball up and in, almost hits Yasuda, and the count now goes to 2-0. Had to do a little bit of a limbo to lean backwards. That ball didn't catch up to him. 2 balls and no strikes. Tsuki Tomosuji waits his turn on deck. Should Yasuda be able to keep this inning alive? Marines looking for more. They're up 2-1 here in the 4th. Here comes the pitch from Kishi. Fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count now runs to 2-1. Marines got their second run in the second inning when Gregory Polanco led off with a double. After a ground out by Sato, Shogo Nakamura singled him home to give them the 2-0 lead. And of course, the Eagles got one back in their half of the third inning on a solo shot by the catcher, Tsuyoshi Ishihara. That is where we stand here with a 2-1 lead for Chiba. So here comes the 2-1 pitch as Kishi delivers. Fastball swung on and again lifted foul down the left field line. Count now 2-2 to Yasuda. Had some action of our own, as we said earlier tonight. We saw that earlier in the week, the Diamondbacks had a swarm of bees creating a nest on the net behind home plate. Then the other night, we had that jumbo hornet on the first baseline in this game between these two teams, the Marines and the Eagles. And then here in our little broadcast center, we had one of the biggest bees I've seen in a long time. Had to go out and get it in between the innings. So it's going to be a bug week all around the world. Here comes the 2-2. Breaking ball swung on, grounded down the first base line. That's where it is. The UFC stuff was going on. And it looks like we had a little notification there that the fight is over. So if some of you folks were in catching the UFC, welcome aboard here. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Yasuda. It seems always to be the case as we do get a late arriving crowd on Saturday nights, North American time, or in the wee hours of the morning because of the fight nights. There's a fastball swung on it, is lifted into left center field. Moving back is Tatsumi. He's there and he makes the catch, and that is going to do it. That's going to be out number 3. Well, the Marines threatened, but they don't score. They had no runs in the inning. There were a pair of hits, no errors, and 2 runners left aboard. We are now moving to the bottom of the 4th inning. Your score is the Chiba Lotte Marines 2 and the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles 1. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back here in just a few. We appreciate you guys for bouncing in here on the Last Drafts Baseball YouTube channel. We'll be right back with all the action right after this. Welcome back, everybody. The lefty Ojima is just completing his warm-up tosses, and we're about ready to resume the action. Our friend tonight, who has joined our stream, Jackson, says that he needs the Ham Fighters tonight. Well, they jumped out to a 2-0 lead on the Buffaloes, but the Buffaloes have stormed back to now take the lead 3-2. We picked the Fighters in that one as Ito was going. It was basically a toss-up game. The odds were marginal. It was a favor by only slight margins to the Fighters. Basically a pick-em game for what it was worth. We felt with Ito on the hill, he would give them the best chance. Of course, it looks like the Buffaloes have showed up tonight. First pitch to Hiroki Shimochi is taken for a called strike. Count is 0-1. Shimochi, Abbey, and Moribayashi here to face the lefty. The bottom half of the fourth inning as that fastball misses down and away, and the count goes even to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Living Room Sports comes in and says, "Go Leafs, go." Our friend Ian in the house says, "Fly, Eagles, fly." As that pitch is swung on and fouled away, and the count is 1-2. Luke says they do have steady traffic on the base paths tonight. Yeah, the one thing with Kishi is he's not had a 3-up and 3-down inning yet for the Marines. Base runners have been all over the place. Yet, with that being said, they've only stranded 3. As there is a fastball swung on, it is lifted into left field. Coming hard is Polanco, and he's going to make the catch. Shimochi is going to fly out to his counterpart out there in left field, and that is going to be the first out of the inning, and that's going to bring up Toshiki Abbey. Friend Living Room Sports, of course, mocking the Toronto Maple Leafs, who exited out to the Boston Bruins tonight in the Stanley Cup playoffs in Game 7 of overtime. Our friend Devin says he just hopped on after the UFC. We welcome Devin into the house. There's a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1 to Abbey. Our friend Baseball Lover says, "We love the Marines." As the lefty kicks and fires a breaking ball missing outside, and the count runs even to 1-1. We'll give you the updates with regards to who we are going to be calling games for later this week, as we will be on the airwaves toward the end. There's a breaking ball taken for a called strike. The count is now 1-2. Ian says, "Eagles money line, run line." Well, before the game started, we had pushed our chips into the Eagles basket. Fastball missing upstairs. The count is 2-2. I can't say that here in the fourth inning I'm as confident as it is. Obviously, they're down 2-1, but more importantly, I'm not a big fan of their bullpen. So they're going to have to get some runs and get up with some insurance runs if they're going to try to take this one apart. 2 balls, 2 strikes here to Abbey. Lefty Ojima gets his sign from his catcher, and he works himself set. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball swung on, taps slowly back to the pitcher. Ojima fields it. He throws to first. That's going to go down in the books as a ground out, 1-3 for the second out of the inning. So there you go, Baseball Lover. There's a play by the pitcher. So each team has 1 now recorded. So one of the books is Ojima really had to come off the mound to field the ball. He got rid of it there in a big hurry. So 2 gone, and that's going to bring up the shortstop, Itsuki Moribayashi. Jackson says he'd love to get a Base Star stream. Well, we'll work on that. We haven't had a Base Star stream. We've done a couple of Central League games this year. As there's a fastball taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1. Part of the challenge there is a reliable stream. Usually I can get Giants pretty good out of that Central League. We can also seem to get Swallows and Tigers, but the Base Stars is always inconsistent. As that fastball made Moribayashi skip rope out of the way, and the count is 1-1 to him. So it'd have to depend upon who they're playing if we're going to be able to land that stream. And I say not just that, but it's also the consistency of it. Fastball down and away, and the count is now 2-1. Ian says the bats have got to get going, definitely. That is for sure. Here comes the 2-1 pitch and a fastball that's taken for a called strike, and the count now goes to 2-2. And baseball lover says, and who says pitchers aren't athletes? Yeah, pitchers get a lot of heat for a lot of things, but they definitely, especially at the younger levels, your best players are usually your pitchers, or among them. There's a breaking ball waved at and missed. Murray Biashi goes in the books, and that's a 1-2-3 inning here for Ojima in the fourth. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. The Eagles go quietly in their half of the fourth. Your score as we move to the top of the fifth inning, it's the Marines 2 and the Eagles 1. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back with the action in just a few. Appreciate you guys for jumping in with us tonight on the Last Rouse Baseball YouTube channel. We'll be back in just a few. Welcome back, everybody. We're got the Marines coming up to bat here in the top of the fifth inning. It's Suki Tomosuji, Hiromi Oka, and Yudai Fujioka, the 9, 1, and 2 hitters in the batting order to come to bat. Our friend Andres Marino in the house tonight. We welcome you to the stream, as well as our friend Titus. Thank you guys for joining us here as the first pitch is on the way. A breaking ball that misses down, and the count is 1-0 to Tomosuji. Tomosuji drew a walk back in the third inning, but he was gunned down trying to steal second, as he is batting here against the right-hander Kishi, who kicks and delivers a fastball that misses outside, and the count is now 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. Kishi, the right-hander, gets his sign from the catcher Ichihara, who delivers a fastball that is missing outside, and the count now goes to 3-0. So 3 balls and no strikes. Again, Kishi ready to go again. He rocks into the windup, and he kicks and fires, and it's a fastball that misses down. That's got to drive you crazy as a coach. You got the 9-hole hitter up at the plate. On 4 straight pitches, he walks the leadoff batter here, and that's going to bring up the center fielder, Hiromi Oka. I wonder at what point in time the Marines are going to start having to think about nickel and diming and trying to get another run across here if Oka is going to be in the bunt situation. Had that opportunity the last time Tomosuji was up, and Tomosuji was caught stealing, and then Oka ended up flying out to left. So we'll see what they have up the sleeve here for Chiba now. Kishi flips it over to first base, and getting back in time easily as the base runner. So Oka here with the runner at first. Here comes the offering from Kishi. It's a breaking ball swung on, it's hammered foul down the third baseline. Count is quickly 0-1 to Oka. So no balls and 1 strike. Friend Luke says 3-0 already. He's starting to crack. Kishi has been a bit of a magician tonight. He's not had a 1-2-3 inning. We've had runners on base every single inning, although the third and the fourth, he has been a bit of a Houdini, as he's been able to escape the trouble that he's got himself into. Here comes the pitch. Fastball taken at the knees for a called strike, and the count now goes to 0-2 on Oka. Baseball Lover says the leadoff hitter every inning so far has reached base. That is correct. That is a a recipe for disaster in most cases. They're running at 50% with the runs scored there, not including this half inning, as this inning is still yet to be determined. As the pitch on the way, it's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into deep center field. Moving back on it is Tatsumi. He's there to make the catch. Retreating back to first is Tomosuji, but Oka in the books for out number one. That's going to bring up the second baseman, Yudai Fujioka. Well, for Fujioka, he's 1 for 2 tonight. Raised his season average up to 246. I would think here that two things. Maybe they're going to put Tomosuji in motion again. And then the second piece to this is maybe what they would do is consider a hit and run if they get into a positive count. Let's see what happens. Here's the pitch. Fastball misses down. It's 1-0 to Fujioka. Devin says a leadoff batter each inning of these 4 innings and only a 3-run game. It's a 2-1 game, but we were just specifically talking about the Marines, as they have had the leadoff batter get on in all 5 of the innings so far tonight. There goes the runner. Here comes the throw down to second. The throw is not going to be in time. It's going to be a stolen base for Tomosuji. So he is now in scoring position. We didn't get to see if that last pitch was a called strike or not. We'll have to get that for you in a moment. It does not look like it is the home plate umpire. Did not go up with the right hand from our vantage point on the replay. So Tomosuji is stolen second base. It was a ball up in the zone. So 2-0 to Fujioka. Base hit here could extend the lead for the Marines. As Fujioka here waits on the 2-0 offering. But back to Devin's comment there, Kishi has been a bit of a Houdini, especially in the last 2 innings. As that fastball swung on and fouled away. It's now 2-1. First couple innings, he let the leadoff hitters get on, and they were able to manufacture runs where the Marines, a couple of fly balls in that first inning, were able to cash in Oka. Second inning, after Polanco led off with a double, they ground out, and then a single brought home the second run. But a lot of help defensively in innings 3 and 4 to get out of jams. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball misses outside. It's now 3-1 to Fujioka. In some ways, walking Fujioka here is not the worst thing, but the worst part is you're bringing up a hot hitter in Kakanaka. Our friend Luke says it was a good steal. It was indeed. Our friend Ian says he can't wait to fish. Morning weather, no wind finally. Not sure where Ian is located. Fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into center field, moving over to his right and making the catch is Tatsumi. That's going to retire Fujioka for the second out of the inning. Tatsumi's been busy here tonight, and by all our accounts, that's the 5th fly ball out of some variety to center field in this one here. Ian says he calls Long Island Sound his home and probably got some decent weather. He says Stipper's moving in. So Kitsuya Kakanaka striding to the plate. He's 0 for 1 tonight. He has lined out to the shortstop, and he had a sacrifice fly driving in the first run of the game back in inning number 1. And the pitch is a fastball swung on. This ball is belted down the right field line. If it stays fair, it's going to be trouble. And it is just going to hook foul. Well, he pulled that one. He was way out in front. Again, we said Kakanaka's had some good swings in the series. He was 3 for 3 last night before they took him out early. We got a look on the replay there. That ball was absolutely obliterated. Oh, boy, I have to tell you, it did not hook foul by much. So no balls and 1 strike, but just a long strike here to the Marines Right fielder, here comes the pitch. Fastball misses low and in, and the count is 1-1. Our friend baseball lover says, yes, 5 fly balls, and 5 fly balls specifically to the center fielder. As the 1-1 pitch is ready to come here to Kakanaka. Kishi checks the runner at second, now delivers. Fastball swung on. This ball is lined into right center field. It's going to get down for a base hit. That's going to get a run in. Rounding third and heading home is Tomosuji. He's going to cash in the third run of the game. And a RBI single for Kakanaka. That's his second RBI of the ball game. And the Marines have extended their lead to 3-1 here in the top of the fifth inning. Nice piece of hitting there by Kakanaka. As we said, he has been swinging the bat well, and that has continued here. We do have some scoring in the out-of-town ball games to report. The Yokohama DNA Bay Stars have now taken a 2-0 lead over the Carp. That is in the fourth inning. Hawks have extended their lead to 2-0 over the Lions in the fifth. Still 3-2 for the Buffaloes in the fourth over the Fighters, as that breaking ball is taken for a called strike. Count is 0-1 to Neftali Soto. Soto, 1 for 2 tonight. He has a single and 2 trips. He hit that ball to left field in the fourth inning that hung up in the air and ended up blowing back in and falling in for a single, much to his chagrin. As the 0-1 pitch is on the way, it's a breaking ball swung on. This ball is lifted into left field. Who knows what's going to happen here, but camping out underneath it is Ito, and he's there to make the catch, and that's going to retire Soto for the third out of the inning. But they get a run in the inning back to the Marines. They had 1 run in the inning on the benefit of 1 hit. There was no errors, and there was 1 runner left aboard. Your score as we move to the bottom of the fifth inning, it is the Chiba Lotte Marines 3 and the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles 1. Stay with us, everybody. The bottom of the fifth inning is just around the corner. We appreciate you guys for being with us here tonight on the Last Rouse Baseball YouTube channel. Welcome back, everybody. We are cruising now to the bottom half of the fifth inning as the lefty Ojima is just completing his warm-up tosses, and we'll be ready to resume the action in just a moment. It'll be the bottom third of the batting order to come to bat for Tohoku. That means Ryosuke Tatsumi, Tsuyoshi Ishihara, and Yukiya Ito to face the left-hander here in inning number 5. Eagles tonight, 1 run, 3 hits, no errors. Marines, 3 runs, 7 hits, and 1 error. That is the difference in this one. A 3-1 ball game entering the bottom half of the fifth inning. Our friend Baseball Lover points out only 1 leadoff hitter aboard for the Golden Eagles, and that's probably going to be it for the fifth through this inning, too, as that fastball swung on, grounded over to second, fielded neatly by Fujioka. He throws to first. Tatsumi is retired on a ground out 4-3. 1 up and 1 away here in the fifth inning, and that's going to bring up the catcher, Tsuyoshi Ishihara. And for Ishihara, the Tohoku version of Alejandro Kirk, he smoked the home run in the third inning for the only run of the ball game for the Golden Eagles thus far. The big fella has raised his season average to 214. He's got a couple of homers and 6 runs driven in. Batting with the slightly open stance from the right side, he takes a breaking ball down for a ball, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. I think there's going to be some people that aren't going to be happy campers, as there's a breaking ball waved at and missed. The count now goes to 1-1. If this 5th inning here ends up with some runs, because usually the 5th inning is the inning where a lot of people will bet the first 5 and take their overs and unders and run with it. There's a fastball swung on. This is going to be grounded up the middle, and Ishihara's got his second hit of the ball game, as he has half the base hits tonight for the Golden Eagles with a single there, and that is going to bring up the left fielder, Yukiya Ito. And that is definitely what you would call a bad baseball body. When you look at the batter here, Ishihara, he looks like he does not have missed many meals in his time. He probably mixes a few extra ones in between and probably doesn't have enough salads, but he is one stocky fella. That brings up the left fielder, Yukiya Ito, who is 1 for 1 tonight. He was erased on a fielder's choice. He's raised his season average up to an even 200. 5 for 25 on the year. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball taken for a call and strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. Ito to be followed by Yuya Ogo here in the 5th inning, as the Marines have a 3-1 lead. Left-hander against the right-hander. Ojima holds to the set position. And now he kicks and delivers a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count now goes to 0-2 on Ito. Just a reminder, at the end of the 5th inning here, we like to call it our Japanese halftime. That's where we take our extended break. We get ourselves our drinks break. They come out and clean the field, and I think it is a little bit longer break in Tohoku because they've got more of the field which to have to clean up than maybe some of the other parks. So we will take our little extended break before we come back and give you the back end of the ball game. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away. Reaches the seats over the first base dugout, and the count is 1-2 to Ito. It's a beautiful sunny day in Tohoku, as all 3 games have been played in some brilliant weather. You can see most of the players are wearing some sort of sleeves underneath. But that is what we have here. We've got no balls and 2 strikes. As the lefty Ojima ready to deliver again. Here's the pitch. Fastball misses down and away, and the count is 1-2. I somehow don't think that Ishihara is a threat to steal here, unlike some of the other runners that do reach base. When you start thinking about the stats of these 2 teams, in the stolen base department, the Eagles are second in the Pacific League with 21 stolen bases and second in the NPB period. Only the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks have more entering tonight's game. There's a ground ball up the middle. It's fielded by the shortstop, Tomosuji. They go to second for 1, back to first, and it's an inning-ending double play. It's going to go in the books as a 6-4-3 variety. Ishihara gone for the second out at second, and Ito gone at first for out number 3, and that is going to do it here for the 5th inning. The Eagles, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, nobody left the board. We're now through 5 complete. Your score is the Marines 3 and the Eagles 1. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the back half of this ball game in just a few. We appreciate you guys for listening in on the Last Ralph's Baseball YouTube channel. We're going to take our little halftime break. We'll put the cheer on loop. We'll come back to you in about 2.5 minutes' time. We've got ourselves a 3-1 ball game here as we are in what we like to call our Japanese halftime. The Marines have the lead over the Golden Eagles, and we will be back in just a few with all the action. Appreciate you guys for jumping in with us tonight, whether you listen live or on delay on the Last House Baseball YouTube channel. We'll be back in just a few. Welcome back, everybody. Still waiting on the return of the two teams in this one here as we are moving to the top of the sixth inning. It is a 3-1 ball game for the Lotte Marines. It is 3 runs in the ball game. The first one was scored in the first inning. Hiromi Oka came around after 2 fly balls. It was a sacrifice fly that Katsuya Kakanaka had delivered to bring him home for the first run of the game. Back in inning number 1. In inning number 2, Gregory Polanco led off with a double. And with 1 out, Shogo Nakamura drove him home with a single. That gave the Marines a 2-0 lead. The Eagles got one back in the third inning. A leadoff home run by Tsuyoshi Ishihara had cut the lead to 2-1. But in the top of the fifth inning, a leadoff walk to Atsuki Tomosuji, and then he stole second. With 2 outs, it was Katsuya Kakanaka who came through with an RBI single to bring home Tomosuji with the third run of the game for the Marines, and that is where we stand. We are still waiting here as they are watering the field, and we'll be coming back with all the action in just a few. We appreciate you guys for hanging with us tonight on the Last House Baseball YouTube channel. We will be back here in just a couple moments with all the action when we return after this. Hang tight, everybody. We appreciate you for being here. Well, the Eagles are going to stay with Kishi. He's going to come back out for inning number 6. The field work has been completed, and we'll be back in about 45 seconds with the top of the 6th inning. Hang tight, everybody. We appreciate you guys for listening with us tonight. Here is our friend Steve Rademacher. If you don't know who he is, be sure to go check him out after the game. He's got some wild and crazy stuff on his channel.
This is Steve Rademacher, and I'd like to introduce you to my channel if you haven't seen it before. These are all the things I enjoy: sports, autographs, relics, non-sports Hall of Famers, pseudo-sports, Star Wars. That's my channel name and my name, and I would really appreciate it if you would come check me out and maybe even subscribe if you like it. Thank you for that for now, and back to your ball game.
Appreciate you, Steve, and the support you give to our channel. We'll be back in just a few with all the action after this. Welcome back, everybody. Kishi has completed his warm-up tosses, and we're ready to resume the action here as Gregory Polanco, Toshiya Sato, and Shogo Nakamura, the 5, 6, and 7 hitters in the Marines order, ready to come to bat here to begin the 6th inning. 3-1, the Marines have the lead. 3-7-1 for Chiba, 1-4-0 line score for Tohoku, as Kishi, who is on 73 pitches, rocks into the windup and delivers a slow breaking ball that misses I'm not sure where for ball one. The count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes to Polanco. As the right-hander kicks and delivers, there's a breaking ball swung on and fouled away, and the count runs even to 1-1. Polanco, in his second season with the Marines, he came across and began his NPB career with the Murray Giants. Kind of a sad piece. I liked Polanco when he played for the Pittsburgh Pirates, and then his game had some injuries, and he kind of fell out of favor. He bounced around with a few teams. So there's a split finger pitch swung on and missed. The count is now 1-2. So since he's come over to Japan, he has been able to play every day. He just maybe hasn't got the same batting average that he's had, but he did tie for the Pacific League in home runs last year. So nice to see that the big fella can extend his career. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Fastball swung on and missed, and that is going to do it, as that is going to retire Polanco for the first out of the inning. He's gone for out number 1, and that is going to bring up the catcher, Toshiya Sato. Our friend Jason Snuff jumped in. He thought he would say hi. Welcome, Jason. We're glad you could pop in to say hello. He is a resident Buffaloes fan. They were finding themselves at a 2-0 deficit, but have battled back to take the lead 3-2. I'm not sure where they're at right now. First pitch is a breaking ball delivered to Sato. Take it for a called strike. The count is 0-1. We will cycle back to some Buffalo baseball here in the next little bit, but not so much now. The Hanshin Tigers have a 3-0 lead over the Giants tonight. And that one there, as there's a fastball taken for a strike. The count is 0-2 to Sato. Right-hander Kishi rocking into the windup and delivers. It's a fastball swung on and missed. And back-to-back strikeouts here for Kishi in inning number 6. Has got 2 in the books. And that is going to bring up the third baseman, Shogo Nakamura. And by our count here in this one, those will be the first 2 strikeouts by Kishi. I can't see anywhere in my scorecard that tells me different. So it's taken him to the 6th inning to get a strikeout, and he's got 2 back-to-back. Here's the first pitch delivered to Nakamura. It's a slow breaking ball missing outside, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. From Baseball Lover says, with the umpires, does the NPB have their version of Angel Hernandez? There's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 1-1. You know, I don't know if anywhere else has their version of Angel Hernandez, as the 1-1 pitch is on the way. It's a fastball missing down, and the count now goes to 2-1. Angel is definitely a one of a kind. I think that they're, for the most part, the respect shown to the umpires in the NPB as that fastball is taken for a called strike. It's now 2-2. Now, I don't think, other than when pitchers have hit batters in the head with pitches, which constitutes an automatic ejection in the NPB, I have not seen anybody else get ejected for arguing. In our time here, there was a fastball swung on, lifted foul into the seats over on the first base side, and the count is 2-2. So from that standpoint, I can't really say that that is the case. I go back about 25 years ago, there used to be some major brawls. Fastball swung on. This ball is hit into deep left center field. This ball is going to get down, and it's up the alley. Rounding first and heading to second is Nakamura. Backing up the play on Tatsumi was the left fielder, Ito, who came up with the ball and fires it back into the infield. But it's going to be a 2-out double here for Nakamura. And the trend continues for Kishi as he's not able to get a 1-2-3 inning yet in this ball game. And our friend Luke says he can't believe that Kishi is still in the game. Well, since the second inning, he's been an escape artist, and he almost escaped the last inning too. After allowing Tomosuji walk a couple of hits or a couple of fly ball outs, we thought he was going to escape that one, but it was the 2-out single by Kakanaka that brought home the third run of the game. So this brings Hisanori Yasuda to the plate, who is 0 for 2 tonight. When you think about it, Kishi's only on 86 pitches. So if you have your starter on Friday night go 125 plus in a 12-1 blowout, Kishi's probably just warming up. Here's the pitch. Fastball misses down, and the count is 1-0 to Yasuda. I still can't believe that the other night. A score line of 12-1, and you still had your starter in there. I don't know if he was hunting for a complete game shutout or not. Obviously, that was broken up late, but still, what does that say about your bullpen? That's probably the greater indictment. Fastball swung on, ground softly down the first base line, but it's just going to roll foul of the bag at first base. That's going to run the count even to 1-1. It's either going to say a lot to your starting pitcher that, hey, we think a lot of you, or your best closer is your starter when you have a lead. So 1-1 strike to Yasuda as he bats here with 2 gone in the 6th inning, and the runner Nakamura at second base. I have to say, I do like Shogo Nakamura. He has really, really struggled here the last couple of seasons. It kind of makes you wonder how much more left he has in his game. I'm sure he'll probably play a couple more years, but there they. Oh boy, there you go. That's some boneheaded base running. Just as I'm trying to tell you, I like Nakamura. He gets picked off at second base. The pitch was a fastball that misses outside. The catcher fired down as Ishihara is able to gun out the catcher, and that is going to go 2-6 on the putout as he is picked off to end the inning. And it isn't a 1-2-3 inning, but an unconventional one, as they had no runs in the inning. There was a hit. There was no errors, and there was nobody left the board. We're moving to the bottom of the 6th inning. A nice play there by the catcher, Ishihara. Your score is 3-1 for the Marines. We'll be back in just a few with all the action here. Hang tight, everybody. Appreciate you guys for listening in with us tonight on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. 3-1 is your score as we move to the bottom of inning number 6. We got a score line of 3-1. We'll be back here in a couple moments. We appreciate you guys for hanging in here with us tonight on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. We need some runs, so in doing that, our friend the living room always says it's got to be Matt Hollis to deliver.
Well, you've got to have an ace in the hole, a little secret that nobody knows. Life is a gamble, a game we all play. But you've got to save something for a rainy day. You've got to learn to play your cards right if you expect to win in life. Don't put it all on the line for just one roll. You've got to have an ace in the hole. Yeah.
Welcome back, everybody. We appreciate you guys for jumping in here with us tonight, as it is going to be the top of the order to come to bat for the Eagles. It'll be Ogo, Kobakata, and Asamura to face the lefty Ojima. 68 pitches through the first 5 here for the lefty. Our friend Jason asked the question, do we think that Kaz Sasaki was a bust for Seattle? No, not at all. There's a breaking ball swung on. It is lifted into left field. Shallow left field. Coming in on it is Polanco, but going back on it is the shortstop Tomosuji. The wind has been playing havoc here. As anything hit the left field, it's knocked down and brought back in, and it's the shortstop who will make the catch on that. So 1 gone here, and that is going to bring up the second baseman, Hiroto Kobakata. So for those of you who don't know, Kaz Sasaki had come over as a 32-year-old in 2000, pitched 4 years with the Seattle Mariners. He had 37, 45, 37, and 10 saves. He was a 2-time All-Star. And so in my opinion, no, he wasn't. He just came over later in his career. As that breaking ball missed up and away, and the count is 1-0 to Kobakata. Kobukata 1 for 2 tonight, a single and stole a base as he swings through a breaking ball, and the count goes to 1-1. He was also the Rookie of the Year in the 2000 season in the American League. And as we said, a two-time All-Star for the Mariners. So, yeah, very, very productive. And in fact, he even got MVP votes in the 2020 or the 2001 season as that fastball is swung on and lifted away, and the count is 1-2 to Kobukata. But I think the big thing is him coming over at the age that he did at 32 years old impacted that. Now, the other question was Kenji Jojima, who was the catcher, was he a bust? As there's a breaking ball ticket for a called third strike. Kobukata in the books for out number 2, and that is going to bring up the third baseman, Hideto Asamura. And I think in Kenji Jojima's case, you could also have a case for that as well, because he came over in 2006. And when he arrived at the big leagues, same deal. He came over as a 30-year-old, and he was on the back end of his career. So his first year with the Mariners was the year that he was in line for Rookie of the Year. As the first pitch misses to Asamura for a ball, and the count is 1-0. But again, you have a catcher who his best year was his best year at 30, and then he was on a steady decline after that. Fastball swung on, and it's going to be lifted foul into the seats behind home plate, and the count goes even to 1-1. So I guess that's my sense of the matter. They did get it, and that's where they were able to do some of that stuff. I'm not sure which one. Jason said he was solid with a bad contract. Yeah, getting older toward the end of his career with a big, long contract. Yeah, same with Jojima. I also think, too, that the Mariners were looking for a Japanese, I would say, star. They've always had Japanese players, of course, with Ichiro being one. As the 2-1 pitch is delivered, it's a fastball swung on and lifted foul down the right field line. The pitcher that I liked for the Mariners was Iwakuma, who had come over to play. Got a chance to see him pitch a number of times for the Mariners and was really, really impressed. He had a couple of seasons where he was basically the number 2 to Felix Hernandez. Fastball take it for a called third strike, and that is going to do it as Asamura is down for on strikes looking for out number 3. The starter Ojima with a 1-2-3 inning here in the bottom of the 6th. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left the board. And if you think that Kishi's coming back out, you would be absolutely correct. He'll be back out for inning number 7 here in just a few. We'll be right back in just a couple moments. Appreciate you guys for being here tonight, listening to us on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. We'll be back here in just a few.
Oh, hello. Oh, hey. Yep. I'm just sitting here listening to Freddie call another game here on YouTube. Oh, yeah, going really good. He's calling a great game. Really exciting. Lots of stuff going on. You're lucky it's commercial break right now. I got a second. Oh, yeah, of course I'm having a cold one. Oh, yeah, got plenty of videos coming up this week. You should stop in, check them out, leave a like, tell other people. But, Freddie's coming back. I got to go catch the game. I will check in with you later. You have a good night, buddy. Bye.
Welcome back to everybody. It is going to be the starter Takayuki Kishi, who is on in for inning number 7. He's going to be facing the 8, 9, and 1 hitters to come to bat here for the Marines. Isunori Yasuda, Atsuki Tomo Suji, and the top of the order, Hiromi Oka. You face the right-hander here who delivers a first pitch fastball down and away, and the count is 1-0. Friend Jason asked the question, an opinionated question, but who is the best Japanese M's player other than Ichiro? That's a good question. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count now goes to 2-0 on Yasuda. And as you pointed out, a lot of the players who have come over have been in the twilight of their career. On the 30-plus side, Ichiro was a little bit younger, as there was a fastball that is swung through and missed, and the count goes to 2-1. So you're right. I'm not really sure. I didn't get a chance to see Sasaki and Jojima on the regular, like I did get to see Iwakuma, as I mentioned. And there's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count now goes to 2-2. I think there were a couple other players that had spent time with the M's over their years, but nobody that really pops out. And as I say, it's kind of a rental. I remember talking a few years ago there's a fastball swung on and missed, and Yasuda's in the books for out number 1. So Kishi, all of a sudden, no strikeouts through the first 5, and he has retired 3 of the last 4 hitters via the strikeout. So I don't know where he was hiding in the first 5 innings, but he has found it now. I remember having a conversation, another pitcher who played there who was Yoshi Hirano, the closer for the Buffaloes. And Hirano had come over with the Diamondbacks. I was having a conversation with somebody in the D-back organization. A fastball misses outside, and I said, was that a good signing for the Diamondbacks? And they said 100%. They said for the amount of money that they paid Hirano, which was pittance, and the productivity that he gave them was absolutely outstanding. There was a fastball taken for a called strike. So when you look at the amount of money and the value, and our friend Jason says, yeah, the B's closer, that's exactly who it is. There's a fastball swung on it, is lifted into right field. Camping out underneath it is Ogo. He's there to make the catch, and that is going to retire Tomosuji for the second out of the inning. So 2 gone, and it's going to bring up the top of the order in Hiromi Oka. So now all of a sudden, Kishi on a roll here. Maybe you don't want to take him out quite yet. Maybe he has just started warming up, as he is now into the 90 pitch plus range. Here's the first pitch. It's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. Our friend Baseball Lover 84 said there are some people on a Facebook group that think that Yasuda, because he didn't get a chance to finish his bat, he should start with a 2-1 count. That's kind of funny. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is 1-1. That's the beauty. You get the slate wiped clean when the player runs out of the inning, and you get to start all over fresh. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Hiromi Oka, who's batting here. He's 1 for 3 tonight. He scored the first run of the ball game after he had doubled in the first inning. He's flown to left and flown to center. This is pitch number 100 on the way from Kishi, who kicks and delivers a breaking ball that misses outside. The count now goes to 2-1. Takayuki Kishi is, as we said, maybe starting to find his groove here in the 100 pitches tonight. Breaking ball misses upstairs. The count is 3-1. Jason says, this is a very hard question, but who is the greatest player of all time in baseball? Jason says Ichiro. You almost got to get to the point where you think about the eras of the player. There's a fastball that misses down. It's going to be ball 4, and Oka's got himself a 2-out walk, and that's going to bring up the second baseman, Yudai Fujioka. And it's going to bring the pitching coach out to the mound on a full-out sprint. When I think of the greatest players of all time, Ichiro's in the greats. He's a Hall of Famer. But if I had to maybe put my money on somebody, I would say somebody like a Willie Mays. And the reason why it was Willie Mays is because of a high batting average. He hit with power, and he could steal bases. Whereas with Ichiro, he didn't check the power box, yet he could hit some home runs, but not in the class of Willie Mays. So when I look at something like that, I know you look at players over the years who've gone into the Hall of Fame, and I say, what makes that guy a Hall of Famer? To me, it's that blend of speed, the blend of power, and a plus batting average that would make those guys there. And as well, they got to field their position. And I think Willie Mays, for me, would be the guy that I would put my money on as the greatest of all time. Now, people would say Mickey Mantle, and I think in a lot of cases, Mays played for the wrong New York team. There's a fastball that's taken, and they throw down to second base, and sliding in safely with a second base, stolen base, is Oka. So that is another stolen base here tonight for the Marines. If it's by my count, that is the second one tonight. The catcher, Ishihara, has gunned down one. That is stolen base number 6 on the year for Oka. He is perfect this season. That first pitch was a called strike to Fujioka. So now the runner is in scoring position with 2 gone. As the right-hander kicks and delivers, there is a fastball swung on. This ball is going to be looped into center field, past the glove of the second baseman, rounding third and heading home is Oka. The throw to the plate is not in time as Oka slides in head first, and that is going to increase the scoreline to 4-1 for the Marines. An RBI single here by Fujioka increases the scoreline to 4-1. And that is going to bring up the right fielder, Katsuya Kakanaka. Our friend Jackson says it doesn't look good for the Eagles. No, and the disparaging part to this is all the damage here in the inning has come with 2 out. Kishi struck out the first batter, got the second batter to fly out, and then everything has happened with a walk and a knock. And that's going to bring up Kitsuya Kakanaka to the plate, but it's also going to bring out the manager, and we have seen enough of Kishi, and so have the Eagles. And that is going to do it for him. We got ourselves a pitching change here, so hang tight, everybody. Jason, our friend here, is asking all kinds of stuff, and we'll come back and chat with the chat. And Jackson is correct. It does not look good for the Eagles right now. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back in just a few after this pitching change here tonight.
Thank you, Freddie. And hey, guys, let's open up a 5-card pack of 2023 Topps Baseball. And remember, during this timeout, you can also go visit some other channels. Oh, look, Jeter Downs. Bleh. Diamond Princess. She's great. Oh, there's a cubby. Screw that. Hey, go check out the one and only Bud Stoney. Oh, here's one for another Hollis build. And you can stay anywhere you want to when you're around Freddie and the Seattle area. That's good for Mr. Infuego. And you know what? Why don't we bring out one of the Oakland A's for a league of her own? Bingo! Thank you, Freddie. Pitchers look like they're ready. Let's play ball!
Welcome back, everybody. It's going to be Hayato Yuji who is coming into the ballgame in relief. We saw Yuji already in this series as he's going to take over here with 2 outs for Takayuki Kishi. The left-hander here is just completing his warm-up tosses. We will be ready to resume the action here in just a few. So Yuji on in relief. We do have a pinch runner over at first base, and that is going to be number 57 for the Marines, and that number 57 is Ryusi Ogawa, so he is coming in to replace Yudai Fujioka. As we'll get him into our scorebooks. So Ryusi Ogawa on to run here. Nice night for Fujioka. Had a couple of hits and an RBI. As they throw over and diving back is the base runner at first base. Left-hander in here to face the right-hander. As Yuji gets the sign from his catcher, and now he's ready to go to work again. Here's the pitch. Fastball misses outside, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. As I said, this is where it could get entertaining, maybe not in the best of ways, as the bullpen has had its struggles for the Golden Eagles. Buffalo still clinging to a 3-2 lead in the 6th. 2-0. The Hawks have a lead over the Lions in the 6th. Those are the games in the Pacific League as that fastball is swung on and fouled away, and the count goes even to 1-1. The Bay Stars have doubled up their lead on the Carp. They now have a 4-0 lead in the 6th, and the Tigers are still up 3-0 on the Giants. That is in the 4th inning. That is your out-of-town scoreboard tonight. So here comes the 1-1 pitch as the lefty kicks and delivers. A fastball swung on and Lifted foul. It's going to reach the seats over on the third base side of home plate. Going to try to do our picks as quick as we can, hopefully, after this one is done, and maybe get them up for tomorrow, but we don't see all the pitching quite yet. Busy day at our end tomorrow. They are calling for rain in the area here, so we'll have to wait and see what type of weather we're going to have, but expect to be out on a ball field somewhere. As it's 1-2 strikes to the left-handed hitting Kakanaka. Comes the 1-2 pitch. And there he throws over to first base, and diving back in time is the base runner, Ogawa. Keep your eye on him here. Let's see if he's off to the races. So 1-2 strikes as the pitch is on the way. It's a fastball swung on. It's lifted down the left field line. It's going to slice into the seats, and the count remains at 1-2. As we check our hourly forecast, might get ourselves lucky. They're calling for showers turning to light rain, and then rain in the afternoon tomorrow, and that is what we are going to be dealing with here at our end. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Fastball misses outside, and the count now goes to 2-2. So 2-2 strikes. Our weather has been pretty good here this spring, but then we get stretches where we get a few days of inclement weather. But it's generally been a pretty decent spring. The 2-2 on the way. Fastball misses outside. It's now 3-2 to Kakanaka. And the runner Ogawa will be on the move as soon as the pitch is delivered here. So 3-2 strikes as the lefty gets his sign. And here comes the offering from Yuji. Kicks and delivers. Fastball swung on and missed. He retires Kakanaka for the third out of the inning, but more damage done here by the Marines. They score 1 run in the inning on the benefit of 1 hit. There were no errors, and there was 1 runner left aboard. We're moving to the last half of the 7th inning. Your score is the Chiba Lotte Marines 4 and the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles 1. Stay with us, everybody. We'll be back in just a bit. We appreciate you guys for hanging in here with us tonight on the Last Drafts Baseball YouTube channel. We'll be back right after this. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the heart of the batting order coming up here in the 7th inning. Hiroki Shimochi, Toshiki Abe, and Itsuki Muribayashi to face the left-hander Ojima, who's coming back out for his 7th inning of work. 4-1, the Marines have extended their lead here. Singlets in every inning. Our friend Baseball Lover has been in the house tonight, and we were talking about different stats and different things. I know in baseball in North America, they were been playing for the 3-run bomb, it seems like, or the home run. And I know the percentages. There's a well, I say I know the percentages. I don't know the percentages, but I'd be curious to know about teams that bunt and when we're going to go back to a small ball team. When is it going to be a team that's going to nickel and dime, hit and run, get away from the potentials of the home run, as that pitch is a fastball that misses outside to Shimochi. 1 ball and no strikes. I look at the ballparks with their pitchers' parks, like San Diego, Detroit, cavernous in a lot of ways. Fastball swung on, taken on 1 hop by the shortstop Tomosuji. As he moves to his left, he throws to first, and Shimochi's retired on a ground out 6-3. He's in the books for out number 1, and that is going to bring up the first baseman Toshiki Abe. I guess where I'm going with that is where are we going to see a team with a philosophy say, nope, we're going to start nickel and diming and try to do that. So as we said in the ball game here tonight, the first 5 innings, the Marines got the leadoff hitter aboard. They were able to bring 3 of those runners around. Tonight, without the benefit of a sacrifice bunt, as there's a fastball that misses upstairs. So by giving up a out to move the runner over, I wonder what the percentages would be on how many runs a team could score like that, as that is a fastball that misses upstairs. The count is now 2-0. Especially in today's baseball, if you're able to punch 3 or 4 runs across, what's the average score in a major league game, depending upon who you're playing? Or do you build your battle plan a little differently depending upon who you're facing? Fastball popped up. It's over in front of home plate. Coming out in front of it is the catcher Sato, and he's going to make the catch. And that's going to retire Abe for the second out of the inning. That's going to bring up the shortstop, Itsuki Muribayashi. Our friend Jackson says the Buffaloes got another one. They're up, I believe it's 4-2 now. And I would say the Fighters are in trouble. Especially when they had their ace on the mound. That was a game that they had needed to win with him, even though it was on the road. 84 pitches now for Ojima as he is facing Muribayashi, and he delivered a breaking ball down for the first pitch, and now there's a fastball that he misses up, and the count is now 2-0. Our friend Baseball Lover says the Cardinals are more of a small ball team this summer. This season. I'm not sure what the Cardinals are this year. They are a team that is in trouble. Fastball swung on, grounded to short. Tomosuji fields it. He throws to first. That's going to be a ground out 6-3. And that is going to do it here for out number 3. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left aboard. And your score now is still 4-1. Our friend Jackson says he's not sure what happened, but they removed the run from the Buffaloes. We'll go over and take a look when we return. We'll see if we can find some information. We're heading to the top of the 8th inning. Your score is 4-1 for the Marines. We appreciate you guys for listening tonight on the Last Rounds Baseball YouTube channel. See what happened over with the Marines and see why they took the Buffaloes and see why they took the run off the board. Back in a few. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the heart of the batting order coming up for the Marines. That means Soto, Polanco, and Sato. In the bottom of the 6th inning, the Buffaloes, we were looking at it. Yumamune had popped out to the catcher, and then it looked like it was Nishikawa had singled to put him on at first, and then Yuma Tongu had popped out to third, so that was where our updates were at. So I'm not surely sure where that is. Must have been probably a ball hit and maybe somebody thrown out at the plate. There's the fastball that's taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1 to Soto. Soto tonight 1 for 3. He had a wind-aided hit in the fourth inning. He's also flown to left and flown to center. There's a fastball swung on, and it's going to be lifted foul down the right field line, and the count is no balls and 2 strikes to Neftali Soto. Our friend Baseball Lover says, did Ogawa stay in at second? Yes, he did. He is still the runner at second base. Here comes the 0-2 pitch now to Soto. Fastball misses outside. It is now 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. That ball was a good 8 inches off the plate. It was a nice pitch there by Yuji. Let's see if they come back inside. Here's the 1-2. Breaking ball swung on, chop foul over past the third base coach's box, and the count remains at 1-2. I look at the NPB site for the rosters regular, but the other one I do use, I like to use the Wikipedia because the NPB site, sometimes the English translations are a little bit awkward at times. And so by using the Wikipedia, it formats it much better, giving you the way that we would at least pronounce or enunciate the names. As the breaking ball misses to Soto outside. And they do a decent job, or whoever does a decent job of updating the rosters over there. So you see it on the regular basis. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Soto as the lefty holds set. And here comes the pitch. Fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into deep right field. Moving back onto the warning track, up against the wall, and making the catch is Ogo. Oh, Soto went the other way. He absolutely put a charge into that one, but he's going to be gone for the first out of the inning. He has now hit balls to all 3 of the outfielders today, keeping them busy. So 1 gone here in the 8th inning, and that's going to bring up the left fielder, Gregory Polanco. Jason says, Japanese names are not hard. For the most part, kind of agree with you there. There's some of them we do have our challenges with from time to time. Here comes the first pitch to Polanco, and it is a breaking ball missing down and away, and the count is 1-0. One ball and no strikes, and the lefty delivers a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count goes to 1-1 on Polanco. Toshiya Sato waits his turn on deck. Four 1 Marines have the lead here at the top of the 8th inning, as they are starting to run out of outs. Are the Golden Eagles. There's a fastball taken for a called strike. Polanco didn't like the call, but have to tell you, we don't need the umpire to go up with the right hand. That pitch looked pretty good. A lot of cut there from Yuji. Tough pitch there, no doubt. So 1 ball and 2 strikes as the lefty ready to go again. He kicks and delivers. Breaking ball swung on. This ball is going to be hit into right field, coming in hard and making the catch is Ogo. Busy man in this inning, as both of the outs has been by his glove. So 2 gone here, and that is going to leave it all up to the catcher, Toshiya Sato. And for Sato, he is 1 for 3 in this one tonight. He's grounded and a 1-6-3 put out back in the second. He singled and he has struck out in his 3 trips to the plate. As the lefty kicks and delivers, it is a breaking ball that misses way outside. The count is 1-0. Marines travel to Saitama for the Lions tomorrow night, and we'll be on the call yet again, 9 o'clock Pacific, midnight Eastern. And we'll take a few days off and we'll reset our schedule. Fastball taken for a called strike. The count is 1-1. Some folks have asked us if we are going to be calling some major league games, and we may be doing that as well. Jason says Yamamoto with the scripture there, as that breaking ball is now 2 balls and 1 strike. Don't know much about the Japanese lettering. It was kind of funny because there's a fastball taken for a call strike. A friend of mine, his daughter is starting to learn, or was starting to learn last year, how to do some of the scripture. I think there's 2 or 3 different types of script, if I'm not mistaken, and she is learning that as well. There's a fastball swung on it. It's popped up in the infield. Coming in on it is the first baseman, Abby, but it's going to be the catcher, Ishihara, who's going to haul it in. And that is going to do it as the Marines go in order here in inning number 8, as that is a 1-2-3 inning. There was no runs in the inning, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We are now moving to the bottom of the 8th. Ojima is coming back out for his work. We'll be back here in just a couple moments. We appreciate you guys for being here on the Last Rouse Baseball YouTube channel. We'll be back after this with all the information.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city. San Diego, baby. I'll take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's Another Hollis Build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
Welcome back, everybody. There's going to be some defensive changes here for the Marines, as it looks like it is going to be Wada moving into the game. In the center field, I think it is going to be Oka moving to right, but we'll have to get that caught up here in just a few. So it is going to be the lefty facing the lefty here, and Ojima delivers a first pitch fastball, swung on by Tatsumi, grounded over to second, fielded by Ogawa. He throws to first, and on one pitch, we have one away here in the 8th inning. He ground out 4-3 for out number 1, and that'll bring up the catcher, Tsuyoshi Ishihara. Well, Ishihara has accounted for the only run tonight of the Golden Eagles, and he has provided half of their offense. He is 2 for 2 tonight. He homered and drove himself in, obviously, and then we have a single in the 5th inning. So 2 for 2 tonight off of the lefty Ojima. The first pitch is a fastball that misses down, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Makes me wonder, by the look of it, it might have been a double play in that bottom of the 6th inning that Tongu had hit into. Maybe took the run off the board. I don't know how that ended up playing out. So strange that took a run off the board. So 1 ball and 1 strike here to Ishihara, as there's a breaking ball down, and the count now goes to 2-1. 2 balls and 1 strike. Lefty Ojima ready to go again. Here's the 91st pitch of the ball game. Fastball swung on and grounded through the 4-hole. Oh, Ishihara's got his 3rd hit of the night. It's like batting practice when he sees Ojima pitching. He's probably racing to get to the bat rack to get the bats, as he enjoys himself his 3rd hit of the night. As we said, the Eagles version of Alejandro Kirk did a great piece of hitting, kept his hands inside the ball, went the other way through the 4-hole. And he is aboard with hit number 3 here tonight. And that will bring up the left fielder, Yukiya Ito. And for Ito tonight, he is 1 for 2. He has singled and he has grounded into a double play. He has raised his season average to 192. As the lefty Ojima delivers a breaking ball, swung on. This ball is going to be looped into center field, but coming in and making the catch is Wada as that ball hung up just enough. And that is going to retire Ito for the second out of the inning. So 2 away here, and that's going to bring up the top of the order in Yuya Ogo. So the Marines are doing their part here. Certainly, it is Ojima doing his part here to reduce the number of outs that the Golden Eagles have to play with between now and the end of the game. Ogo 0 for 3 tonight. His average has dropped to 270, homer and 7 RBIs. As the lefty delivers, it is a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Eagles are running out of outs. Our friend Jackson says, I need a Hawks run here. Took your advice from last night, and the Lions bullpen isn't great. Yes, that is true. Here's the 0-1. It is a breaking ball that is lifted into shallow left field. Racing back on it is Tomosuji, and he's there to make the catch. And that is going to do it, as Ogo is going to be retired here on a pop-up to short for out number 3. Well, they had a runner and another hit by Ishihara. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 runner left aboard. Looks like another pitching change coming here as the manager, Amaya, is going to the bullpen again. We'll be back here in just a few. We appreciate you guys for being with us tonight on the Last Rouse Baseball YouTube channel. We'll be back in just a couple moments after this with all the action. Hang tight. We'll be back. Welcome back, everybody. We have a pitching change. Golden Eagles are going to the pen. It is going to be the right-hander Masaya Nishigaki coming into the ball game, as he will be here to replace Yuji, who came in and gave them an inning and a third of good ball or good pitching, as he retired all 4 batters he had faced. So Nishigaki is going to be entrusted to face the bottom third of the order. Scheduled to come to bat will be Shogo Nakamura, Hisanori Yasuda, and Atsuki Tomosuji. But he is just completing his warm-up tosses and will be ready to resume the action in just a moment. Jackson Ward says, there you go. The Hawks have gotten 2. As Fukuoka has doubled up the lead, they're now up 4-0. Absolutely. The Lions bullpen is bite your nails when they come in, especially when they're losing. When they're losing, it is a bit of a problem. When they're winning, well, it's a little bit more than that. I haven't checked on it, but there's a local kid here who is the first-round pick of the Lions in the development draft. I haven't seen if he's been putting up any farm numbers at all. There's a fastball taken for a called strike, or where his status is at. Don't know the kid personally, just know that he's a local guy, and they took a flyer on him. Mother was Japanese. Fastball swung on, lined right to the glove of the first baseman. Nice catch there by Abby. That's going to retire Nakamura Nakamura hit the ball right on the screws. He's had a good night tonight, but he is in the books for out number 1, and that is going to bring up the first baseman, Hisanori Yasuda. Well, for Yasuda tonight, he is 0 for 3. He has grounded into a double play. He has flown to center and struck out. As the first pitch is a breaking ball that misses for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. Nishigaki ready to deliver again. He throws a fastball and it's grounded softly to second. Fielded by Kobakata, and that's going to be a ground out 4-3. 2 in the books, and that's going to leave it up to the shortstop at Atsuki Tomosuji. Just taking a look at the individual stuff, especially on the farm side. As we said, we have a Saitama Cebu Lion. The Lions in the Farm League, the Hokkaido Nippon Ham Fighters are the tops in the Eastern League right now. As that fastball misses upstairs to Tomosuji. Saitama Cebu Lions are second. Chiba is third. Tohoku is fourth. The Swallows are fifth. As that fastball swung on and missed. Then it is the Giants, the Bay Stars, and I guess they say Oi6. It's one of the new farm teams that are out there. They're in dead last. Fastball misses upstairs. Count now goes to 2-1 on Tomosuji. In the Western League, the Buffaloes are number 1, followed by the Hawks, the Dragons, the Carp, the Tigers, and then the other new expansion team, which is Kufu Hayate. There's a breaking ball that misses, and now the count is 3-1. That pitch looked pretty good. So 3-1 to Tomosuji. 2 gone here in the 9th. As the Marines are holding on to a comfortable 4-1 lead right now. And the pitch on the way is a fastball swung on, and it is hook foul just past the bag at third base. Count now goes to full on Tomosuji. As of May the 4th, as we look at the statistics, I don't see anything at all for the young fellow in our area. There's a ground ball hit to short. Murray Biashi fields it. He throws to first. Ground out 6-3. Well, we're going to the bottom of the 9th inning as the Golden Eagles find themselves with a 3-run deficit. They're down 4-1. Ojima looks like he's coming on for inning number 9. We'll be back in just a few. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left the board for the Marines. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments. We appreciate you guys for jumping in with us tonight. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back, everybody. We appreciate you guys for coming in to listen tonight. And our friend in the chat here, Jackson, asked the question. He says, who's your favorite team? You know, honestly, I don't really have a specific team that I can say, hey, I really, really enjoy. There's certain players within the NPB that I do like to watch. And starting with this one here, Hirota Kobakata of the Golden Eagles. As he comes to bat here, he is 1 for 3 tonight. I like the way that he can put the bat to the ball, good bat to ball skills, good fielder, can steal bases. He needs to get his average up a little bit, and he does have some streakiness to him as he takes a breaking ball for a called strike. The count is 0-1. So certain players I like for certain reasons. He's not a big-time average hitter, not a ton of power. Breaking ball drops in for a called strike, and Kobakata does a 180. He doesn't like the call from the home plate umpire. So no balls and 2 strikes. As he digs himself in, ready to go here. He really crowds the plate. And the pitch from Ojima on the way. A fastball that misses outside. So Ojima thought that one was going to be strike 3. We got to look at the replay on that one. That pitch looked much better than the pitch that he got a strike called on the one before. So maybe a makeup call by the plate umpire. Here comes the 1-2. Fastball swung on and fouled away into the seats over on the third base side. Count remains at 1-2. But other players that I do like, I really like Koji Chikamoto, the outfielder for the Hanshin Tigers. Like the way that he plays the game. 1-2 on the way. Breaking ball swung on, grounded to short, fielded by Tomosuji. He has to hurry, and that is going to retire Kobakata on a ground out 6-3. So 1 gone here, and that's going to bring up the third baseman, Hideto Asamura. I like the pitcher. I really like the pitcher Morishita for the Carp. Got a chance to see him pitch against the Dragons live last year. That was a lot of fun. Another pitcher I like is Shoshi Togo for the Giants. Get to watch him pitch, and he is now, I would say, probably their ace is Tomoyuki Sagano, getting a little bit longer in the tooth. So here's Hideto Asamura, and he takes a first pitch breaking ball down for ball 1. Count is 1-0. Asamura tonight 0 for 3. He has flown to center, lined to short, and struck out looking in his 3 trips. As the pitch is on the way, it's a fastball swung on. It is lifted foul down the right field line. Count is 1-1 to Asamura. Once this game's completed, we'll give you the full roundup from around the NPB. But we aren't going to be sticking around tonight to give you a bonus coverage as we did the other night. We got a long and early day tomorrow. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Asamura. As the lefty kicks and fires, there's a fastball swung on. This ball is belted into right field. This ball can be trouble if it's down. It's in the corner, and it is. It's going to be extra bases, or is it? No, it's just going to slice foul. We lose that coverage right there. Asamura had pulled himself up. He had an absolute bullet into the right field corner, but it had just sliced foul at that last moment. Not by much, only by about 6 or 7 inches. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Hideto Asamura. Jason says the Carp aren't doing well right now. As there's a fastball swung on, grounded softly over to short. Fielded neatly again by Tomosuji, throws to first. That's going to be a ground out 6-3, so 2 in the books now. So 2 gone here, and that's going to leave it all up to Hiroki Shimochi. And the Eagles are now down to their final out. So I was just saying some of the players that I like in certain teams and, those type of things. I do like Shimochi here, another one. I like the way that he's played, although the last couple of seasons it's been rough. He's getting into the twilight of his career, the outfielder for the Eagles. Breaking ball misses down, and the count is 1-0 to Shimochi. Ojima looking to complete the game here, and there's a fastball swung on. It is lifted into straightaway center field. That should do it. Wada underneath it, and he makes the catch. And Shimochi is gone for out number 3, and that will do it here. Your final score is the Marines 4 and the Eagles 1. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back in just a few to wrap this all up for you and put it to rest. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left the board for the Eagles. Marines now jump ahead of them in the standings, and we'll be back here in just a couple moments after this with this wrap up here for you tonight. We'll be right back, everybody. Welcome back, everybody. We're going to wrap this one up for you here tonight. We'll give you the scoring roundup. We'll look at the out-of-town scoreboard, and then we will pack it in. The Marines got off and going in the first inning. A leadoff double by Hiromi Oka. After a flyout by Fujioka moved him to third. Up stepped Ketsuya Kakanaka with a sacrifice fly to left field to bring home Oka with the first run of the ballgame, and the Marines took the lead 1-0. In the second inning, the Marines added to their lead. A leadoff double by Gregory Polanco. And after a ground out by Sato, he was brought home on an RBI single by Shogo Nakamura. And the Marines had doubled their lead to 2-0. In the third inning, it was a leadoff home run by Tsuyoshi Ishihara for the Eagles that gave them their only run of the ball game. That cut into the lead at the time, 2-1. And then in the fifth inning, a leadoff walk to Tomosuji. After a couple of flyouts, Tomosuji had stole second base, and he was brought home on an RBI single by Kakanaka to increase the scoreline to 3-1. The Marines added to their lead in inning number 7 after 2 outs. It was a walk to Oka, who then stole second. And then it was Yudai Fujioka driving home Oka for the 4th run of the game. And that is where it ended. 4 runs, 9 hits, 1 error for the Marines. 1 run, 5 hits, and no errors for the Eagles. Once again, your final score here is 4-1 for the Marines. I'll take a quick peek at the out-of-town scoreboard, get you all caught up and up to date. The other games that are going on in the Pacific League right now. Bottom of the 7th inning, it is the Hawks with a 4-0 lead over the Lions. We would expect that one to hold. It is a 3-2 lead in the top of the 8th inning for the Buffaloes over the Fighters. Buffaloes spotted the Fighters a 2-0 lead and then came back with 3 of their own. That is where they stand there. Bay Stars have a 5-0 lead over the Carp. That is in the bottom of the 7th inning over the Central League. And the Tigers, who jumped out to a 3-0 lead, are now holding on 3-2 against the Giants. That's in the bottom of the 5th inning at the Tokyo Dome. Those are the games on the out-of-town scoreboard. Once again, everybody, we appreciate you for being here. Our friend Jackson Ward as well. We appreciate you for listening in. We thank you to Jason, to Zay, to our friend Baseball Lover. And we'll be back again tomorrow night for all the action. Then we will post up our stuff later on in the week. Thanks again, guys. Have a great night, and we hope to catch you on the flip side. We'll see you guys again later. Have a great night, everybody. Have a great night, everybody. We'll see you again tomorrow. Take care and talk to you then.